Welcome back, folks, to Age of Wonders 4. The Ways of War expansion is here, and oh boy, what a doozy of an update this is. They've added monkeys, they've added ninjas, they've added ninja monkeys. That's what we're gonna do today. Let's get straight into it. I have set up the realm beforehand. It's a custom realm called the Warring Realm, and you'll soon see how apt this name is for the game we are about to play. It has all of the new Ways of War traits except for the Presence trait, so we have a lot of the new units as well as the new intrigue happening. We're putting it up on easy because I am not the best and I am here to tell a compelling story instead. And 5 players because I have limited free time and we're trying to get out of here. I have also set up our faction beforehand and we're playing the Simian. We do a little customization to it. I swapped light-footed with ceaseless cacophony because the mental image of monkeys screaming at you during a fight is peak. Of course, we are checking out the new Oathsworn culture, going for strife as our subculture. And for society traits, we pick up ruthless raiders for more money and draft the more we fight, and devious watchers for flavor because we're trying to make ninja monkeys. We need Shadow Affinity for the build I am thinking of, so we are picking Cryomancy as our first tome. Freeze is really good early game to prevent potential unit deaths, and I am a big fan of Haku from Naruto. Meet Taizen, the Golden Shadow of the Sarutobi clan. Of course, as per usual, we have the customary custom faction blurb. The Sarutobi clan were formerly a traditional ninja clan, oathsworn to their master, with knowledge of other worlds obtained through espionage and the birth of the one with the golden mane. Believed to be the prophesied child of destiny, the seed of ambition was planted in the mind of the previous clan head. Taizen was groomed to be the perfect leader, cunning and ferocious, and after waging a bloody war, the Sarutobi clan emerged victorious and is now sailing through the astral sea. These Simian wield a double-edged smile, and their brutal but covert methods strike fear into the hearts of the enemy. With an oath of chaos and strife pledged, they murder without remorse and take plunder wherever they go. Their ninja way is ingrained through rigorous training, making them adept at sneaking past enemy lines to deliver a precise blow to the heart. Of course, Sarutobi is another Naruto reference, but it also translates directly to flying or jumping monkey, which I think suits our clan of ninjas. Let's go wreak some havoc, shall we? Spawning in, we take on our surroundings. We are about on the bottom right, but not quite. It's safe to say, however, that there are not going to be any other major factions to our south or east unless they start underground. We are going to do our first fight that we will manually take over. It's like breaking ground on a new project. We also get to see the new martial arts inspired animations. I'm gonna do only one of those. That's the only one. There's none in the rest of the video, do not worry. It's very cool though. I grew up with martial arts movies, so this expansion is neat for me specifically. Scouting further east, we found our obligatory same species free city in Shieldcrest. And of course, seeing as how we like war, they also like war, so now we are at war. We managed to capture one of their spies and ransom him out for a good chunk of gold for the early game. That being said, we are still a little too weak to take on Shieldcrest, so the current plan is to build up our army and tech up. Along the way, we unlock frost blades for our units and Taizen leveled up, which marks our first encounter with the hero rework. Instead of picking skills from a drop-down list like before, we now have proper skill trees with nodes that lead to other nodes. For our first 2 points, we will make Taizen a berserker, gaining HP and damage, and also Frenzy, giving him strengthened when he attacks. We will also use this time to establish an outpost down south, but we were rudely interrupted by Aten the Calamity, an orc leading a bunch of gun-wielding birds. We proceed normally because he is located far to our west, but as we consolidate our units in preparation for our attack on Shieldcrest, we are rudely interrupted again, this time by a dragon named Demon Caller. We found her also to the west of our city, where she is aggressively forward settling us, which is very much unappreciated. But before those two god ears, we need to crush Shieldcrest. We still keep Demon Caller at bay by aggressively expanding in her face and smothering the city of Centerpike. And we meet another ruler, Pluck the Pale Star, who is a literal rat. Anyway, Shieldcrest. We ran into a little bit of a complication in our invasion plans. The trees are attacking. But don't worry, we are researching the Tome of Pyromancy. It doesn't actually interact with the event, but it is a flavor win, and the damage per turn isn't that bad, so we are proceeding with the siege. Before we could even start the siege, they decided to attack us instead, which is optimal, because Tizen was out of position and cannot join the battle. That being said, this did not matter. They got slaughtered and we only lost 2 free Magic Origin units. During the siege of Shieldcrest, we established our second city, and we will raise Shieldcrest and build a city a little bit further east. And that is our first war complete. Let us turn our head west. The Demon Caller problem is not something easily remedied. She is stronger than us in terms of military, and we have plenty of problems in our own backyard like this stupid infestation. So we have to wait and tech up yet again. We pick up a new tome, the Ninja Tome, Tome of Shades, and begin the research to turn our whole clan into living shadows. We also meet our last ruler, Saskia the Unyielding. This is why I said calling the Warring Realm is apt. On top of our factions, Saskia, 18 and Pluck are all custom rulers I've made in the past, and they all have the Warlord AI personality type, so they are very much prone to waging wars. Demon Caller is randomly generated. I would never stoop as low as making a dragon and calling her Demon Caller, but she fits right in. But as soon as I say that, there goes Demon Caller. Also, this is the new happening trait in action, very exciting. Demon Caller is out of the picture, and in her place rises Igare the Mage. And Igare, kudos to her, started making some moves very quickly. This particular defensive pact with 18 is potentially problematic, because these two are sharing the landmass with me, while Saskia and Pluck are chilling over there out of sight, out of mind in the other continent. And because we pledged an oath of strife, it is likely that we'll need to be strong enough to take on both of them at the same time. Soon after though, we received an unexpected visitor. A citizen of Demon Caller came forth with information regarding the possibility of foul play in the disappearance of the Elder Dragon. As responsible ninjas, we will investigate the matter of these arcane bindings and use this information to our advantage. This leg of the quest chain is just waiting, so we continue to tech up and try to establish our third city. And then I noticed this usurper forward settled me. Establishing a city behind enemy lines is crazy. Again though, as much as I want to stop this outpost from being established, I think going to war with them right now is a little bit premature. 1, there is a quest chain happening, and 2, we are simply still weaker. So we bide our time, like good ninjas. Our research into what's happening over at Demon Caller Land has concluded, and we've figured out that Igare has trapped Demon Caller in what is called a cage of binding. And to break said cage, we need to first obtain a tranquility pool and an astral dew. This is my one critique with the quest system, is that it seemingly doesn't interface with anything but the map. We already own a tranquility pool, but now we have to capture a different, further out one, and that kinda sucks. For the faraway astral pool, we send our forces there and capture it using an outpost, and for the astral dew between Igare's outpost and ours, we wait for the city to be established and buy a population quickly using Imperium and claim that province. In the middle of this quest chain, we pick up another tome, the Tome of the Doom Herald. This tome further cements our demoralization-inducing playstyle. We also started forging a cestus for Tizen, but since I am an avid fan of FromSoft games, I will call it a Kaistus. It is a Kaistus that deals electric damage, has high damage when retaliating, very martial artist-like, and also inflicts all sorts of debuffs, and I call it the Master's Fist. Anyways, after acquiring the 2 necessary materials to break this cage, we have a missive from Igare trying to gaslight us. We say no, and we sound the horns of war. Our objective is Ralik, their capital city, which is apparently underground on the other continent, directly below another city belonging to another faction. Complicated? On top of this complication, Igare tried to flip the story on us with the other factions and said that we have Demon Caller. That's bull. We would never do such a thing. Our first move in this war is to burn their forward outpost. It is left undefended, so it is not a particularly difficult endeavor. And then Igare decided to return the favor by laying siege to my capital. 5 turns for the siege is fortunately enough for the forces we've sent to burn the outpost to come back and also cast the ritual to become living shadows. Big fan of the smoke mask, not a big fan of the black hair. The golden part of the golden shadow now only refers to his clothes. That's kinda unfortunate and sad. With our forces home, we can bring the fight to the sieging party before our walls are breached. Auto combat has cleared them rather cleanly, and with the assumption that we have just decimated a good portion of Igare's standing army, we make a move on Center Pike. This stupid forward settled town has been an eyesore and I want to see it gone. As we march on Center Pike comes the annoying part of Igare having a defensive pact. Aten has now joined our war on her side. Thankfully, he is still so far to the west. Due to how close Center Pike is, we kinda just pulled up and sieged it down. And once the walls are breached, we waste no time in wasting the enemy forces stationed there and raze the city. We might as well move to eliminate Igare from the game instead of only doing the quest, because her second city, Gotharheim, is right there within walking distance. Without giving her much time to breathe, we lay siege on Gotharheim. That being said, taking Gotharheim is not without its benefits. The city is just enough distance away that it could work as our fourth city, and also it has a tunnel network connected to our war goal, their capital, Ralik. The forces stationed here are even weaker than Center Pike, so once the walls were breached, we easily rid the city of its defenders. Once that is done, we decide to migrate members of our clan into the city, claiming it as one of our own. We then proceed through the underground cave network to Igare's capital, Ralik. We siege down the capital, but Aten is in our backyard making a move on Gotharheim. Losing a city does knock down your devotion point on your oath, and I did try to defend it, but yeah, we're not winning this. Despite losing the city, we can still utilize the full might of our army to retake Gotharheim and take down the stupid orc later after Ralik is raised. Speaking of our siege of Ralik, we have breached the walls, and with auto resolve only losing us 1 unit, despite it being a tier 3, we take it. We found the cage holding Demon Caller, and of course we're gonna keep her sleeping in there and siphon her power and knowledge. We raise Ralik, and with this we have knocked 1 faction out of the game. Next, we will retake Gotharheim and go after Aten. Thankfully, we can just use the underground pass we took to get to Ralik to get back and surface right next to the city wall. The forces within the city were not as high quality as our main army 3-stack. Aten was there, but not much else. When the city walls were breached, we easily took the fight to him and auto-resolved him cleanly into the void, losing only 1 unit. We begin the march on Aten's other cities, and it is time for the main reason I am building the faction like this. The Tome of Calamity. We get to recruit the new accursed units and we can summon a Calamity Dragon. It's gonna be a hootin' time. Before we raze Aten City to the ground, however, an obstacle stands in our way. The city of Redfjorn. This inconsequential blip has been at war with us since pretty early in the game, and thus they have sent war parties to us. They didn't do much damage, but they are annoying. So they're getting erased from the map. Bye bye frog people. Let's continue marching on Voxengrad. As we near his territory, we notice Aten's capital being besieged by Pluck. The stupid rat has been making moves on his own continent all game. Basically every single free city on the map is uniting under his banner as vassals. I can tolerate that, but when this dumb rodent ass start thinking it's okay to make moves in my continent, we're gonna have issues. For one reason or another, Pluck did not start the siege on Voxengrad. I think it's because Aten is respawning. and he's probably out of this game. He's either already stuck in his capital city that's being besieged, or is about to respawn in it as it is being breached. He is super dead, and there it is. Despite Voxengrad being a free city now, we are going to siege it down and migrate our population to it. It's a pretty valuable location and it has 2 Golden Ancient Wonders annexed already. After the walls are breached, the defenders are no match for us as we bring the city into the fold. As I've predicted, Pluck did absorb the coup into his empire, giving him a foothold on my continent. Despite this making me seethe terribly, we are still outmatched. We can take the coup safely, but the majority of his empire and territory and his vassals are on the northeastern side of the map directly across from our main territory. We currently have little to no forces stationed home, so the plan is to build up enough forces at home as well as ways to teleport back our main attack army, and then we're gonna blitz the coup. And as it is being raised, we teleport back to meet the brunt of Pluck's army. Let's see how we do in practice, shall we? Sound the horns of war! Our main army immediately sieges the coup. Being a former capital though, it is very heavily fortified, and it's gonna take 8 whole turns to breach the walls. Meanwhile, the main brunt of Pluck's army is en route to take Gotharheim, and our station forces there are ready to take them. We preemptively strike as they begin their siege and wipe the floor with them. Now, while this is a hit to their army, they still have a pretty sizable force because if you remember from our war declaration, they have 9 vassal cities. This is annoying because they're going to keep sending war parties to harass us, but it's honestly nothing we can't handle. As we move our Gotharheim troops across the sea to take Aegis, the city directly across from us, we complete the rite to transform our living Shadow Ninja monkeys into living Shadow Ninja demon monkeys. In the far west, we breach the walls of the coup and take on the small army stationed there. The city is very out of the way from Pluck's territory and is very hard to defend. It's basically free. We raise it, the rest of the sieging army makes way to the teleporter in Voxengrad, and we use the recall spell on the army raising the coup. While all this is happening, we pick up our tier 5 tome, the Tome of the Chaos Lord. And we got an achievement. Didn't realize I've never gotten that one. We've also breached the walls in the city of Aegis, massacred its defenders, and razed it to the ground. This marks great progress in what is now the western front of our war against Pluck, and the army marches forward still towards the vassal city of Ermbor. And the army we recalled back becomes our main force in the eastern front as we march towards Pluck's main capital. In the way of our march is another of Pluck's vassal city, Grotheim. Entering Grotheim territory, we make quick work of a war party they've sent out and some out of position armies before starting the siege on the city proper. We begin the siege on Ermbor and Grotheim at around the same time. Much like many before it, the city of Ermbor decided to attack us preemptively and they came up short. The main problem is back home. My defending army is very much out of position, trying to clear an infestation in the bottom right of the map, while Pluck has outmaneuvered us from the underground and is now sieging Gotharheim. I swear to God, it's always Gotharheim. To remedy this, we sacrifice 2 of Gotharheim's population to open a portal to hell and summon a Balor, as the other armies scamper back and hopefully to try and retake the city. This turned out to be totally unnecessary because the sieging army is just 1 hero and 1 dog. So the Balor, backed by a summoned Frost Spirit, clears them very easily. This was a pleasant surprise for me as well. Upon breaching the still armyless Ermbor, we immediately raise the city and set our sights on an actual city owned by Pluck, Hartfang. And on our eastern front, after breaching the walls of Grotheim, we do our usual clearing of the defenders into razing of the city before setting our sights onto Pluck's capital city, Stagspear. The end of the war and of Pluck the Rat is in sight. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows, because Pluck has decided to try and take the city of Gotharheim himself. Now in hindsight, this is not that big of a deal. But at the moment I was panicking because my defending army was out of position yet again, and there's only the Balor I summoned the last time the city got sieged defending it. I was also very sick of Gotharheim being a target. I used the right of possession to summon a Baylor in the capital and send it to help defend alongside a lone freshly recruited hero with no army. We also managed to summon a Chaos Eater in time, and we send these four to take on Pluck's stack before the walls are breached, and we died through auto-resolve. So we fight this manual, staying on the defensive and using various AoEs at our disposal to punish bad positioning from the AI is proving to be a good strategy as we slowly whittle down their numbers. With it down to Pluck and him being a caster, we pull through with no casualty. Let's end this. Entering the final battle, look at all these tall boys Pluck has to defend his capital. Let's see how they stack up against my new favorite unit from the expansion, the Accursed Ogre. Boom! Honestly, the sumo inspired animation just looks so cool. We slowly take them down one by one, and by the end, we take Stack Spear. We hold a parade celebrating our triumph as we raise the city. Sadly, we have to leave Saskia alive because by the time we arrive at her doorstep, the game reaches turn 150 and we win by score victory. A little bit anticlimactic to be sure, and the next time I think I will turn off only score victory. This expansion is a blast, and there seems to be multiple variations of the new intrigue trait, so there's added replay value there. I think the cursed units are fun and very cool looking. I haven't had the chance to play with the prosperity units yet, but I'm excited. Maybe we'll do that as the next Age of Wonders video. If you've watched till this point, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you around.